Now, here comes the fun part. I gotta go to the front. That's all right. Cody, what we're gonna have to do is get it hooked up to a push-pull bar.
Yeah.
And just get it hooked up right now. I've got to get these little jacks out from under it. And we're going to have to push it forward a couple inches so I can unhook the chains, and then we can pull it out.
This is not Alex's first rodeo. It seems every day something is either being shipped out or brought into the auction center. The moment a container arrives, a 1-hour countdown begins. If they can't unload it within that hour, they get charged for every minute that truck sits idle. So it's important Cody and Alex work as a team to get everything unloaded quickly and safely.
Type D Titan. This will be the third one in the United States. Super rare. Here comes Alex.
Alex Fuselier was a city slicker from Madison, Mississippi, who moved to Nokomis, Illinois to work for Aumann Auctions. His interests slowly changed from vintage cars to antique tractors. Now Alex is a passionate collector of antiques and equipment from the pre-1930 era.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, she's tight. Oh, she's tight.
All right, Cody. Get her back.
Is that first time touching U.S. soil?
Good job. Yeah, that's why I took that. First time touching U.S. soil.
Hold up. Cody.
Oh. How you feeling?
Well, pretty good, but we got to get the front end moved over just a hair to get it out. We're trying to move the front end over just to get it away from the wall, but because the steering is tight, it's probably frozen just from sitting for so long. We have to move the front end over, and then we'll roll it out, and then we'll get it all oiled up and see if we can get it free. Let's come up just a little bit and pull back. Just take it easy. Pull just a little bit. Okay.
Alex also owns a 20 horsepower tractor made by the International Harvester Company, but his model is a Mogul, not a Titan. They are from the same company, but they were built in completely different factories and have two completely different designs. Last year, Alex had the chance to drive one of the few remaining examples of this tractor when he was in Coldwater, Michigan, cataloging the Graham Sellers Collection auction. The tractor is powered by a single-cylinder 20 horsepower engine with heavy cast iron flywheels that allow it to operate at about 250 revolutions a minute. In comparison, the engine in a 6-cylinder Ford F-150 operates at between 2,000 and 5,000 revolutions a minute. This single-cylinder engine has 902 cubic inches of displacement, or almost the same displacement as 3 Chevrolet 8-cylinder 350 engines. Its ignition comes from not a spark plug, but from an igniter, coil, and battery, which sparks when the 2 points are pulled apart. The tractor back in Nokomis will need hundreds of hours of work to operate like the one in Michigan.
we've got it out of the container now. You know, a few things we're going to look at real quick with it. You know, we noticed as soon as we started kind of getting it pulled out that the steering, it wouldn't steer at all. So obviously something's either rusted tight, so we've got to get that freed up, or you know, we'll check and see if something is broken, but I think it's just rusted tight. Basically the steering comes down into you know, a worm gear right here, and this turns, that worm gear turns another gear right here that turns this shaft, and that is the steering chains. So it pulls the chains this way or this way, whichever it tightens. So this is really what we need to look at to see why things are tight, and you know, maybe if we can get that oiled down and kind of cleaned up a bit. It may just be caked full of grease, but you can see there's an oil cup lid right here, so we could you know, pop this lid off, take a look at the gear, make sure it's all intact and everything's fine, and then we'll see about maybe getting it cleaned up and oiled down to where we can steer it a little easier for moving around the yard and for the auction. So we just pulled this off, and as you can see, the snow on the ground here, it's a little cold. There is water, or was water, built up that's now turned to ice. That's the reason why we're not steering. So so basically we've got to get the water out and get that freed up. But gear looks all good, greasy, no problems. Yeah, it looks good.
Dan, don't touch this thing once it gets going, because it will burn right through your skin. The outside too.
Go. You got a lighter? Go here. I got it.
Well, I'm gonna stay the hell away from it. Block the wind.
Get more.
Meanwhile, Roger Johnson is in Ohio. He'll be cataloging an auction with brothers Larry and Mark Fisher, who are selling their father's collection.